jump for the opening tip, and it's Cheshire who will get the first offense of the game. King coming round the screen, just drives right past Sayers and points inside the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was a smooth finish by King there.
Oh, stolen away by Danunio. He's off and running, and we said it might be high scoring. It's certainly a fast start by the Knicks. Is Hampton bringing it forward and running the point. Hands over to Benson, who's more accustomed to that role. Here's Hampton for three, and it's off to the fast start we were expecting.
Exactly, that's exactly what we were saying, and I feel that it'll continue to be that way, so it'll be nice to see here.
7 points on the board, less than a minute gone. Foul is going to be called on Clarke as Nedenov attacked the basket. He'll go to the line for two. Home fans doing their best to try and put him off. The first one, a bit flat, but it had enough to rattle in. And the second one had a nice arc to it. And Wilshire gets the ball from the inbound, and he will bring it forward. Hampton. Back to Wilshire. Chased by Danunio, knocked it loose, and a big screen from him. Thought he might be able to come up with another steal and fast break, but he couldn't beat the ball out of bounds.
They're putting a lot of defensive pressure on early in the game.
Well, they do have Benson as well. Wilshire will pull up for three, knocks it down. Two quick threes by the Raiders. We're tied at 6. We played barely a minute.
That's a big shot right there.
That's one way to answer, isn't it? If the defense is pressuring you, you show them you can put it in the hole.
Right.
Watt drives in, kicks out, little behind Danunio, managed to pull it in. Shot clock getting low as Nedenov hits from behind the arc. Well, we did say this game is pretty much as advertised.
Exactly.
There's Benson, who had a massive game a couple of weeks ago, 38 points, couldn't get his first one to this contest. Danunio running into Wilshire, and a blocking foul is called on Wilshire. It was one of those. It's very fine line between charge and block right there.
Yeah, he looked a bit surprised that he got that blocking foul.
Nedenov dumps it in low. King's got the baseline there. Can't give him that. Hampton just a little slow to recover. Hampton. Wilshire comes and gets it off him. Thinks about the three. Drives inside instead. And Danunio on the floor commits the foul and has a... Oh, referee got the ball on the head there. It's always a popular thing if the referee cops one for the fans. I think Danunio turned to Watt. There is some confusion as to what they do in that pick and roll situation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lobbed towards Benson. It's over his head. It's going to be a backcourt violation. I don't think they were on the same page there.
No, it just seems like a little mental lapse there.
(11-6) here. Just over 3 minutes. Sorry, just over 2 minutes gone in this game. Danunio round the screen, breaks through the double team, zips
nice
it
pass
out to King. King short on the jump shot, but they will keep it alive. Watt will chase it down. Nedenov. King wants it again down on the low block. Danunio fires up for three, and he hits. They're flying in from all over here.
Nice play by Danunio.
Two teams now 4 of 5 combined from behind the arc. Hampton showing his dribbling skills, but ripped away by Danunio. He has teammates if he needs them. He dumps it off. And again, just great defensive play leading to transition points.
Exactly. Great defensive play. Like I said earlier, they're putting a lot of defensive pressure on them, and it's starting to show that it's working for them.
Well, timeout called by Coach Marriott and the Raiders. They trail by 10 here after only 3 minutes. They got 6 points on the board and they're still already 10 down, but combination, some good outside shooting, and as you were saying there, the defense leading to the transition. The one thing, and we talked about how many offensive weapons Cheshire have, the one thing you can't give them is easy points. You can't let them get out in transition.
Exactly.
Like that.
You definitely have to be aware of that, because if they leak out, they love transition games. So if they leak out, that would be easy buckets for them, and it'd be hard to come back from.
And the problem from Coach Marrier's point of view is the turnovers have happened by the point guard or right at the back, so there's no recovery. In some ways, if the big guys turn it over, you've got some help going backwards.
Right. It's always easier if it's next to the basket or a turnover happens. But when it's all the way up at the three-point line or farther close to the half-court line, it's hard to get back for defense on that.
Well, back out come the two teams. It was interesting, Coach Pheonix, when I said, what's the most important thing you have to do today? He was talking about the defense, and his team have done a good job here in the first 3 minutes. Here's Ben Mockford into the game for the first time. Another definite three-point weapon, Benson. Here's Mockford. King trying to reach in and knock it loose, got caught across the arm, Mockford, and it'll be a foul on Taylor King. His first personal. Wiltshire around the screen, drives in, trying to get to the basket. Didn't quite have enough on that. Watt sort of moved out of the way. I don't know if that put him off.
I think he was trying to draw the foul there.
And because Watt had moved out of the way, he was a bit off balance. Mockford's going to pull up for three. A little short, batted out by Danunio. Nadenov dumps off to King, and King finishes it off. But again, even on a missed score, their transition so quick.
Exactly. They're always looking ahead to try and push the ball as fast as possible.
Oh, here's Danunio again with another steal. He's off and running. He will lay it in. And Coach Pheonix out wanting an unsportsmanlike foul there because Wiltshire just sort of grabbed at him. Referee let it play, and he got the 2 points anyway. Here's Mockford driving in. Good block by King. Phoenix running riot here. Watt pushing down. Here's King on the trail. King to the layup. It's all been layups here for the Phoenix, and they lead by 16. Well, the Raiders well and truly rattled here in the first 5 minutes. Much of the noise coming from the traveling Cheshire fans. They needed that, Raiders. They needed some sort of score.
Some type of scoring aspect in this game right now to stop their run. Now they just have to get a defensive stop.
That's not loose, and it came off Nadenov last, so it will be a Phoenix ball. Sorry, a Raiders ball. I suppose as Gareth Murray checks into the game for the first time. Coach Marriott before the game, if you said you have 8 points after 5 minutes, that's not too far below par. As Sturt checks in for the first time as well, but you can't give up 22 points in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's where it is. It's the defensive end where they need to become a little stronger if they want to stay in this game.
Well, 8 points on fast break, 9 points off turnovers. Some of those will be the same points. 14 points in the paint. They've been getting it going to the basket. As Wiltshire tosses one up. It's kept alive by Hampton. Clarke pulls down the rebound. Mockford, I think, wanted to fire that one up. He shakes his man loose, and Ben Mockford knocks down the triple.
That's a big shot right there.
Well, that's one way to get back in the game. Here's King. King dumps it off to Watt and finger roll, but again, getting too easy to the basket.
Very easy. Most of their points have been in the paint, and it's not really difficult things that they're doing. It's just moving the ball and cutting to the basket.
Clarke squares up to Watt, puts the ball on the floor, drives at him. Good defense by Watt, but Clarke leaning back managed to get that one in off the glass.
That was a tough finish right there. Way to attack the basket.
Oh, gamble there. Watt spins, but Murray comes in and steals it away. Has Wiltshire ahead of him. Wiltshire back to Murray. Murray finger rolls it in, and Gareth Murray has his first points as a Plymouth Raider. A good response out of that timeout by the home team, and pass just behind Sturt. And suddenly Plymouth look a lot more in their rhythm.
Yeah, they're starting to get into a rhythm a lot more. They broke the lead down to only over 11, so it's be tough to see what happens here.
Well, Salisbury into the game for the first time, and his first job is to play defense on the point guard. Here's Murray straddling the three-point line. Hampton with the follow, and Sturt trying to block him, commits the foul. So Hampton will go to the line. But Adrian Sturt is a good pickup by Cheshire after he released by London. He gives you that three-point shot. He can rebound. He can block shots. Very versatile player.
Yeah, he is versatile. Being 6'10", it helps, you know, especially with rebounds and playing defense. But being a three-point threat also helps.
First one doesn't go for Hampton. It's interesting they sent the two guards in for the rebound, which almost signals they might be coming with some full court pressure. They do in fact come to a 2-2-1 zone press.
Most likely to just, you know, slow the game down a little bit and force turnovers like just happened.
It's not necessarily the pressure on the ball. It's just sometimes you can put the team out of where the wrong guy has the ball in his hands.
Exactly. It worked in their favor this time.
Here's Murray. Murray pulls up for three. Did Watt get a piece of that? I think he did. It certainly fell a long way short. Here's Salisbury on to King. Watt backing down Murray. Murray hits the deck. I think he's going to get a flop warning here when there's a break in play. Referee says play on now, but I think when it stops, they'll go back to him. Here's Hampton, fakes at the three, drives it in, dumps it off to Clarke. Clarke lays it in. Oh, Watt's on his own up front, and Clarke recovered well. And he's looking to drive in, kicks it round. Good ball movement, finds King in the corner for three, knocks it down.
It's nice ball movement by Phoenix.
And Cheshire now 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Mockford pulls up for three. He knocks down another one. He's second of the game.
That's a nice answer back right there.
Well, Ben Mockford is a definite three-point threat, and he can just let them fly quickly, as we saw just there. You would have seen it, those who follow Great Britain basketball in the summer, what an impact he made for the team.
Right.
Good bounce pass forward to Clarke. Oh, good recovery from Watt. Oh, Clarke should have made the second, though.
Yeah. But as we said earlier, they're just trying to go for transition play. They're getting a lot of open looks, and for both teams.
Maidenhead can't knock it down in the corner for three. Here's Mockford again. No, that one's a little short, although the rebound does come out to Clarke. That's one of these odd things in the shot clock as Clarke lays it in, where you lose time out of the offense if you shoot too early.
Right.
But it didn't matter on that occasion because they were able to finish it off. 14 seconds on the offensive rebound, so if you shoot before 14 seconds, you get less than 24 in an offense.
Exactly.
That's not loose, but here's King, fakes at the three, puts the ball on the floor, drives in. Nothing doing for him. Murray with the rebound, just couldn't get the ball down in time. He knew it as well.
Yeah.
Paul Sturgis checking into the game for the first time, and suddenly everybody else on the court looks small.
It's going to be interesting to see him play. This is my first time actually seeing him play, so.
Certainly a buzz in the crowd to see the big fella on. DeNunio drives in, doesn't quite have enough on it. And the foul is on Medlock, so DeNunio will go to the line, shooting two. I think the referee just did give the warning there to Murray about a flop. I think Gareth's saying he got me twice. Probably the first one was more of a foul than the second, and the ref was like, well, I didn't call the first one, so.
Right, yeah, I would agree as well. It's going to be interesting to see how the refs let the game go out.
Well, in theory, it should be a fairly easy game to ref if teams are going to come down, fire up threes, get transition points.
Yeah, that's very true.
Usually in line for low fouls, high speed. One of those games where tips off at 4, finishes at 5, and you think, where did that all go? Murray backs out. Now does he try and take Sturgis for pace? No, he pulls up at the top of the key and knocks it down. Here's Aliu, squares up. Kicks it cross, just got it to Salisbury, fires up, looking for his first points in the BBL, not finding them on that occasion. Comes with a great scoring reputation. Coach Cafino, big fan, known him a long time, coached him before. They're trying to run this one down. There's about a 2.5, 3 second differential between shot and game here at the end of the first. It's back out to Murray. Murray puts the ball on the floor, pulls up at the free throw line. Gareth Murray having a great game here in this last couple of minutes as Danunia races down court. Aliu fakes at the 3, didn't get it off in time, didn't go. Well, it was a phenomenal first 5 minutes by the Cheshire Pheonix. They looked like they were going to run over Plymouth, but a great recovery by the home team.
Yeah, a great recovery. I think it had a lot to do with Gareth Murray coming on the court. Like I said earlier, the experience of playing at different levels helps in a game like this, and they were able to bring it back to only a 2-point game.
Well, it was 22-6 at the midpoint. Tremendous recovery by the Raiders to win the second half of the first quarter by 21 points to 7. So at the end of the first quarter here at the Pavilions, it's Cheshire who lead Plymouth by 2. Welcome back to Plymouth, where we trailed this as a potentially high-scoring team between two sides loaded with offense, and we haven't been disappointed so far. Certainly for the Raiders, Murray and Mockford off the bench, the two Great Britain internationals, pulled them back into the game. Taylor King doing the damage early on with Danunio for Cheshire.
Yeah, Cheshire started off to a really great start, pushing the ball and having that great defensive pressure, but once they made a couple switches for Plymouth, they started to come back into this game to make it a 2-point game.
Benson, Hampton giving some space at the 3-point line, puts it on the floor and dishes to Medlock, who jams it down. We're level at 29.
That was a great thought to drive it into the paint and then dish it off. There's not too much help in there.
Sturgis wants it down in the low block. The shot goes up. Medlock tries to pull down the rebound, and Paul Sturgis is going to be called for the foul on the rebound. And that's the thing. He makes an impact on the game in both keys, because when you're driving in, you're thinking, well, there's a lot that he can reach to block his shot, and then at the other end, you've got to box him a little further away from the basket because of his long arms and his reach. Hampton, little stop and go, drives in. Think he was passing that. It'll be interesting to see if the ref gives him shots on that.
Yeah,
foul is caught on Aliu. They are going to give it on the floor.
Good call there.
Mockford to inbound. Lobs it back to Murray. Hampton now. Benson sneaking along the baseline. Sturt tries to recover. Aliu with the rebound. Oh, good play from Danunio. Super pass as well. Went the opposite way on the screen. Blew past the defender. And he is a good distributor of the ball.
He is, very much so. And he's able to score, which makes him a threat in his own.
Hampton gets it on to Murray. Murray sets his feet for three, and he was running backwards as soon as that left his hands. He knew that was in, and Gareth Murray has 9 already on debut.
He's making a great debut appearance here.
And of course against his former teammates, so I'm sure that will, oh, great pass again. Salisbury inside, he'll try to get his first points as a Cheshire Pheonix player from the free throw line. I was about to say about Murray, I'm sure, you know, playing his old team is probably the perfect game for him. It just gives him those extra juices.
Yeah, it definitely gives you that extra pump, you know, to try and do your best, because if you already play with these guys, you feel a little bit more comfortable with them because you've played against them already.
Well, when they came out, pre-game warm-ups, they saw him there, went straight up to him, had a chat, see how he's doing. Obviously went off to France after he left Cheshire. Didn't quite work out with him. He was linked with a number of BBL clubs over the last few weeks and ended up here in Plymouth.
Well, as we can see here, it's starting to do well for him.
Yeah. Mockford onto Hampton. Now here's Benson, got to watch his back. Danunio trying to steal it away again. He tried too much. Here's Salisbury out and running, and he will get his first field goal in slam dunk. Here's Mockford trying to free some space against Search, shaking him, and gets called for carrying the ball. A little nod of the head from him in disagreement. I think he's obviously played a lot of NCAA basketball in recent years. I don't think that gets called very much in the college
Not
game.
as much, no.
Oh, Murray knocking it away from Stern.
Defense.
Great steal. He's actually doing it at both ends of the floor. Gareth Murray and Hampton feeling the confidence there with a 18-footer in transition. Those are ones that your coach goes, no, don't shoot. Oh, good shot.
Yeah.
Danunio drives in, another good pass, finds Watt underneath, goes up and down with it. That'll be a traveling violation. Again, good work from Clarke.
Plymouth starting to play better defense. I think it's because of their offense is starting to flare up. Their defenses as well.
Well, Coach Cafino, they're trying to get some clarification on that. Again, I think that's a slightly different ruling in this country than it would be in North America.
Yeah, for sure.
But certainly over here, that's a definite travel. Here's Clarke. Hampton again with the 18-foot jump shot. He's got his stroke going now. He's up to 8. Here's King onto Danunio. Steps back, hands over to King. And again, top of the key. Danunio backs out, shot clock down to 5. Now he pulls up for 3, just wanting to clear himself some space.
Wow. It's a tough shot there, Dan, right there. That's tough.
He made it look easy. There's Hampton again, same sort of distance, maybe a half a foot longer, and it doesn't go, but good work from Clarke. Gets it to Wiltshire. Great body control with Watt in his face.
Wow.
Tough for those little guards when they come in along the against the shot blockers, but he did really well there.
Yeah.
Aliu using his strength in the low block, and Murray comes, and the foul is going to be on Hampton, and he wasn't to know it, but Murray was going to get that block and be off to the races.
Oh, he definitely had it in his hands.
Dave Aliu then at the free throw line, trying to give his team back the lead, ties it up at 38. And he does put Cheshire back in front. It's pretty much a halftime score, that 38-39, but we still got 6 minutes to go to halftime. Such has been the scoring in this contest so far. Murray, space, top of the key for 3, little short on that one. Easy rebound for Danunio. He pushes, trying to get it through, but Clarke is in the way. 4 on 2 here. Murray back to Clarke. Clarke finishes it off, and the foul is called. He'll go to the line for the bonus, and that's a excellent execution from the Raiders. 4-on-2, they get a potential 3-point play.
And those are the type of plays that you have to make sure you score on, because if you are in transition like that, you gotta execute, and they did that well.
Three-point play is converted. Lead for the Raiders is 2. And it's hard to remember that they were 16 points down after 5 minutes.
Right.
Recovered really well in that first period, and then they've been just slugging it, 2 blow for blows. Ali, who knew his shot was short, went chasing after it. Hampton did well to keep that in bounds. Benson forward, Murray inside to Clarke. Clarke decides to recycle back out. I don't think it was aiming for Benson, but he managed to get it. And Clarke appears to have taken a blow in there somewhere. I must admit, I followed the ball, so I didn't see what happened to him. But
I didn't get a chance to see as well.
He seems to, it looks like he caught something in the face, but I think he'll be okay to carry on. And a timeout call, so he won't even have to be subbed out of the game if he is okay. 41-39 the score here, 5:23. Both teams shooting the ball 50% plus from the three-point line, 55 plus from all distances. And it's what we came expecting to see, what we came hoping to see. It doesn't always live up to billing, but this one certainly has.
This run's definitely living it up to it, and I think it's going to keep going there, Dan.
It could be one of those games. You wouldn't be surprised if it's 120, 119 at the end of regulation sort of thing.
Yeah.
But timeout called. I mean, I don't think tactically there's too much either coach will be wanting to change. It's almost like, well, we'll give the guys a little bit of a breather here, grab a drink and run up a play for the next offense or something.
Yeah, when you have a fast-paced game like this in transition, you tend to get a little bit more winded than you would in a half-court game. So you got to be smart with your timeouts.
Here's Hampton, threw it back to Benson. Shot clock down to 6. It's one of those things you've got to recognize coming out of a timeout. Clarke in the corner for 3! Wow. With the high arc or all string. And Plymouth now lead by 5. King with the step back, replies with 3 of his own. He's one of those guys that step back 3 looks really easy for him. Here's Hampton. They're flying in all over the place.
They're just letting these threes go here.
Well, the scoreboard operator is the hardest working person in the building right now.
I feel bad for him.
King now, another one!
Man.
4 threes in a row. Well, there's a damp patch on the floor, but it's just heat out there on the court with threes at either end.
Just letting them fly out here.
Well, I think 7 of 12 from the three-point line for Plymouth, and 6 of 9 from the three-point line for Cheshire. Murray fakes at one, gets it back to Wiltshire. Inside now to Clarke. He had that quick step, throws it back out to Benson. Shot clock at 5. He fires up another one. 5 consecutive three-pointers. What a game.
The guns are hot.
Aliu driving in. That's going to be an offensive foul as he runs down Hampton. And Dave Aliu is a big, strong guy. You know about it when you put your body on the line in front of him.
Yeah, he's a pretty strong, solid dude.
Well, I think it's fair to say he's not convinced by the call, but it's his second personal foul, so Nadanov is going to check back in for him.
Yeah, it's really up to the discretion of the refs at that kind of call there.
Benson. Well, that was the first offense in about a minute and a half where there hasn't been a three, but we'll pick that right back up with Brent Benson hitting another one.
Asking you shall receive.
Salisbury loses his feet, loses the ball. And they've had scored threes on the last 4 plays. Benson's firing this one up. Oh, they've missed one. And that's more unusual than the makes as it goes right now. 53-45. We're not in the third quarter. That graphic is right. It is still only the second quarter. And just some amazing offense. I mean, sometimes you see the score go up and you say, well, guys aren't really defending as well as they could do, but
they're playing pretty good defense
here.
here.
It's all right out there. Just some great shot makes. King looking for a foul that doesn't come his way.
I would think that was pretty good defense. It was pretty straightforward, standing straight up.
Hampton, oh, King just glanced away for a second. Hampton noticed that. Medlock with the rebound. Mockford has it. Medlock gets it back. Medlock inside. Good challenge by King, but there's Hampton. Oh, he couldn't finish it off, though. Big ooh from the crowd. Looked like the easiest one, but it just bubbled out for him. DeNunio cross court. That's going to be a charging foul as well. It's Brent Benson on the floor. DeNunio walks straight to the bench as Sturt checks in for him. In fact, the ref asks him to wait a second. That's his second personal foul. They don't want him to pick up a third before halftime, so just going to protect him.
The defensive pressure of Plymouth has actually really stepped up here.
So too is the volume here in the pavilions. So Raiders fans get behind their team. Benson. Benson steps back for three. Brent Benson knocks down yet another triple. His third in 5 attempts. Well, he hadn't scored coming into this quarter. He's got 9 on the board now. Salisbury to reply. No, King with the rebound though. Trying to find his way around, tosses it up. There's Watt to tip it home. Benson, is he going to fire another one up? He's waving Medlock out of the way. He steps back for 3, no, not quite. And Watt pulls in the rebound. Here's King, has Sturt ahead of him. Sturt uses the basket well for 2 there. Wiltshire, they're just going right at it here. Drives right down the lane. King knocks it out of bounds. And it will be Plymouth ball from the end line. 1:10 to go the halftime. We could all take a breather. Been so frenetic, so much action. Benson for 3. Oh, Wiltshire just caught the air ball there. Wiltshire's going to fire one up. Whoa, 2 air balls on the same play. Good hands from Mockford to knock it loose. They get it back. Wiltshire to Mockford, moves it on. There's Hampton in the corner for 3! Well, we weren't going to see 3 misses in a row. Sometimes you have to look back and marvel because they've actually made 11 3-pointers in the first half.
Wow.
Most teams don't make that. Nobody in the league averages that in a game. They've made it in the first half. Mockford for 12, no. Dumped off to Sturt. What a block from Medlock. Wiltshire couldn't quite chase it down. But the fans loved that, I'm sure, as a shot. Oh, they loved it too. As a shot blocker, you did too.
Yeah, I always like to see other shot blockers out there doing what they can.
Well, nobody does it better than Alif, leading the league in shot blocks, 2.4, so he likes to see the other guys get them, as long as they don't catch him up.
No, I don't think they will, don't worry.
Here's Benson with time ticking down here at the end of the first half. Gets to fire it off just in time, but had too much to do. Well, what a first half that is. What an amazing comment. You think the Raiders were 16 down after 5 minutes. They lead by 10. Some unbelievable three-point shooting.
Well, like you said it correct, Dan. It's just unbelievable three-point shooting. They've just been pushing the ball. They've been playing well defensively and offensively. It's going to be a testimony to see how they actually play in the third quarter if they're going to live and die by the three.
Well, don't go anywhere, folks, because we've had 20 amazing minutes of basketball. We've got 20 more to come. We're at the half here at the Pavilions. It's Plymouth 59, Cheshire 49. Welcome back to Plymouth Pavilions, where Alif and myself are just hoping for another 20 minutes like that. I'm guessing if I was Coach Cafino, the thing I would have looked at when looking at the stats over halftime is we've let them take 14 more shots than we've taken because we've let them get 9 offensive rebounds and we've turned the ball over 14 times. If we sort those two things out, their offense will slow down.
Yeah, for sure. That's a big gap. They're averaging double the turnovers right now, so that that hurts them a lot, especially for a transition team.
And we saw in the first 5 minutes when Cheshire raced out to that 16-point lead, it was they who were forcing the turnovers, getting the easy points.
Exactly.
But it's turned round in the 15 minutes since then. Can they get back to what was working so effectively in those first few minutes? Here's King for three.
They're already
and just in case anybody thought the three-point shooting was going to slow down, Taylor King has other ideas. And Benson, it's halfway in. Offensive rebound from Clarke, who had an excellent first half, and he puts it back in for 2.
Well, before that shot, the Phoenix have been shooting 60% from the 3 already.
Yeah, they've actually shot the ball better than percentage-wise than Plymouth, but Plymouth with 11 three-point makes. If you look at the average around the league, Glasgow make more three-pointers per game than any other team at just under 10 makes a game, and Plymouth had 11 in the first half, which just shows you how anomalous in some ways that first half was.
Yeah.
Good hands from Salisbury to bat it out of bounds. Murray will look to put it in for Cheshire. Wiltshire comes up and gets it.
They're trying to change up the defense just to see, what else works. Well,
Benson into the mid-range again. There's Clarke on the offensive boards with the tip-in. He had the highest efficiency rating of anybody in the first half. Alley-oop. Not quite enough on that little fall away. It's normally a trusty weapon for him. Here's Benson in the open court, batted up in the air, but only as far as Murray. Murray to the finger roll. And he's enjoying himself here today. 11 points on the board now for him. King fires up for 3. And they're all boxed out and let the guard get the rebound. Wiltshire with the crossover, drives to the hole, gets it up and in for 2. He's deceptively effective at that for a smaller guy going in against the big guys, avoiding blocks, getting baskets.
Very, very. He's very deceptive, especially how well he's able to finish around the rim against those big guys.
Here he is again, little stop and go. No stopping him at all. He gets all the way to the basket. Now that time, just poor defense by Cheshire, not stopping the ball.
That's the defense is what's going to hurt him there for sure.
Well, 5 minutes into the ball game, I'll remind you, Cheshire led by 16 points. And here we are less than 2 minutes into the third quarter, and they trail by 17 points, a 33-point swing in the game. What does Coach Pheonix do here to try and turn this around for his team?
Well, the main thing I think he's going to talk about is the defense and the offensive rebounds. They already had 2 offensive rebounds just to start the game. The defense, though, is definitely going to have to be a pickup here. I think they're probably going to either try and press them or change it up, you know, just to get something new going on around here.
Well, just to pick up on that offensive rebounding, 11 offensive rebounds versus 11 defensive rebounds now for Cheshire. So that means half of the shots that Plymouth have missed, they're getting the ball back and then having another go at it. You can't give a team that many opportunities.
Yeah, especially when you have so many offensive threats on the court as well.
I mean, they're already shooting 50% from the three-point line and over 50% from field goal range. And then you're giving them another chance on most of their misses, or half of their misses. It's just waiting, which is the reason they've got 69 points on the board in 22 minutes. So just a tick over 3 points a minute so far in the game for the Plymouth Raiders. So on pace for 120 odd. Here's alley-oop for 3. And Cheshire not too far behind them, but still 14 points in arrears. 55 would lead almost every game at this stage, not be 14 down. Here's Hampton driving in, dumps into Clarke. Clarke again finds a way, long arms reaching out for 2.
He's been playing very well, especially to start this third period.
He's up to 20 points now. He has 8 rebounds, 6 at the offensive end. He almost came up with a steal there as well, which he's already got 2 of. And his efficiency rating is up in the 30s now.
Well deserved.
It's just, is there a damp patch on the floor? He's just going to wipe it up with his feet, I think. Floor wiper went out and then got sent back, and he'll have another go at it. Well, there are games that have finished this weekend with lower scores than this. You were involved in a relatively low scoring one last night. That's short. King will get the offensive rebound, just out muscling Benson. Danunio at the top for 3. 3 of 3 from behind the arc for Mike Danunio. He's up to 15. Here's Benson. Benson drives in. Good little stop, soft touch for 2. Danunio to alley-oop, dancing down the lane. He's got great vision, Mike Danunio.
He does have great vision, and that was poor defense between Plymouth there, just not stopping the ball.
Benson. Murray dumps it down low to Hampton. Spins back, goes strong off the glass. And no let up in the scoring pace.
Seems like Plymouth kind of switched it up here. They're not scoring so much from the 3, but more in the paint.
Salisbury checked his feet, which is usually a sign that you're going to miss. Just let it go, and then we'll worry about how much it's worth afterwards.
Right.
But fortunately for him, Hampton could only get a hand on it. and it's out of bounds for a Phoenix ball. Lobbed into King. Oh, they've left him open. They'll pay for that. They'll pay for that. You knew as soon as he caught it, that one was going in for 3. 23 for him now. He's 5 of 7 from behind the arc.
Yeah, as a scouting report, you got to know where the shooters are. You can't leave them that wide open.
If I'm calling it in, you know that they ought to know they can't leave him alive. Foul called on Watt. That's his second personal. And Hampton will go to the line for 2. I mean, it's one of those games where actually you're struggling to keep on top of all the amazing numbers because there are so many of them. The three-point shooting, guys, you got King on 20 and Danunio on 15. You got 20 for Clarke at the other end, 16 for Hampton. Just numbers all over the place. 6 offensive rebounds for Clarke as well.
Wow.
Hampton doesn't make the free throw. Danunio trying to get it to Aliu. Wiltshire saw that, deflected it out of bounds. And the Cheshire pair both have a word as if to say, yeah, between us we should have done a little better with that, but it's all right, we haven't turned the ball over. King into Danunio, he's left wide open. That one doesn't go. Hampton with the rebound. Handles the ball. Oh, I was about to say so well for a man of his size, and he almost turned it over. Here's Murray in the corner, open for 3. Oh. He thought that was good.
It's a little wide open, and a couple mental lapses from both teams here.
Danunio was going back towards the ball. King thought he was going forward, and as a result, it goes out of bounds. Benson will get himself a break with Mockford back in for the home team. Wiltshire, Hampton. Well, the ref was faked into signaling throw. Good pass.
That was a great pass.
Not quite sure where the help was, but it wasn't with Clarke. King pulls up for 3. Long rebound comes out to Watt. Aliu down to Watt. Watt spins one way, comes back the other. Murray with the help. There's a foul in there. I think it might be Clarke. We'll just check it's not Murray. It is.
It is.
The third personal foul on Jordan Clarke.
It'll be interesting to see if they keep him in with the third personal foul.
Well, no movement as yet. Mom Watt, who's a guy who's put up a lot of big numbers this season. Relatively quiet game for him. Just 4 points and 6 rebounds so far.
Well, I think it has to do with the fact of, like I said before, scouting reports. Like they know he's an efficient scorer, so they have to double team him, and it's proving effective.
Plus, when the team's shooting threes at what a Cheshire at now, 58.8%. You don't need to throw it inside.
Yeah, that's true.
Hampton to Mockford. Mockford fires up for 3, doesn't quite go. There's Watt rising highest for the rebound. Danunio pushing quickly. Danunio needed a little roll, but it dropped in for him. Again, he's so explosive in the open court. If you haven't picked him up by halfway, he's going all the way to the basket.
Exactly. I think they're going to start going back to their transition offense here pretty soon.
Lob back to Murray. Lead down to 11. 4 minutes to go here in the third. Shot clock getting low on Gareth Murray. Trying to find some space, gets past Aliu, tosses it up and in for 2. Gareth Murray up to 13.
He's been really efficient this game here.
Shooting 60% from the floor, and he comes up with the steal. Does he know? King gets it back, bats it down to Watt. They're going to reset on the shot clock there. There's going to be a foul on the floor as Watt saw Mockford in front of him and was like, just get out of my way, I'm taking it here. And Mockford, with a grin on his face, commits the foul. Benson back in. A lot of smiling faces out there. The guy's certainly enjoying this game, and why not?
Well, that's the benefit of playing in a trophy game. It's not as serious as a season game, even though it is pretty serious, but you're able to have a little bit more fun, a little bit more comfortable than an actual regular season game.
Plus, with the massive numbers that are going up, everybody's having a good game, so therefore you're all going to be smiling. Benson called for the hold as Taylor King wanted it. Home fans thought that might be the other way around, but that is a size mismatch, and it's not on a switch. It does appear to be Benson guarding King. They have got their small unit, and there is King inside, and he jams it in. They have got their small unit out there with Wiltshire, Benson, and Mockford on the court. So somebody's going to have to guard King one way or the other.
It's to Phoenix's benefit that they have such a tall guy who can shoot as well.
Wiltshire. Stolen away by Watt. Has King ahead of him, gets it to him, back to Watt. Watt jams it down, and here come the Cheshire Pheonix. They've cut this one down to only 9 now with just under 3 to play here in this third quarter. Timeout called by Plymouth. Good timeout needed to stop this momentum.
Well, that's what we said was going to happen. The defensive pressure was going to step up, and they're starting to be more aggressive in the transition offense. Now it's just up to Plymouth to see what they're going to do to combat this and keep the lead.
Well, 3 minutes to go. This quarter, both teams already in the 20s. Both teams been in the 20s for every quarter so far. And you sort of think, can that continue? But the way they've been shooting, you would imagine it will do. I mean, it's just one of those games where everything they put in seems to be going in. You would think 2:57 on the clock, 79-70. We might be at the end of the game. We've still got a quarter to go. Just wonder who, it's almost which team dries up first, isn't it? Which team stops scoring first?
That's really what it's going to come down to. Who can continue to score as well as they are. Defense is going to play a big part, especially in the fourth quarter, because if you just go back and forth with scoring, who knows what will happen.
Well, we talked earlier that Cheshire have had some games in this streak of 10 undefeated where they've been behind or it's been tight late in a game, and they've managed to either come back or just blow the game away with an explosive spell in either the third or fourth quarter. So they've proven they are more than capable of doing it. Foul called. But Plymouth, the way they've played here today, haven't shown any sign of wilting, really. Wiltshire. Inside, oh, it's a little behind Medlock, and he gets called for the traveling violation.
It was a good look inside. It's just didn't really have his hands on it to finish the play.
Danunio drives in, dumps it off to Watt, and he gets to the basket for 2. The lead is 7. And you wonder how mentally it affects Plymouth if Cheshire do get back and get in the lead, having enjoyed a big lead. Benson for 3.
Tough
oh my
shot,
goodness.
Tough shot. Wow.
I mean, that's one of them that not many guys could take that shot, let alone make it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Here's Salisbury sets it. Oh, he changed his mind. He was halfway down. He said, Ali, you shoot it instead.
A little indecisive right there.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a guy who's that open get that far through the shot attempt and decide against it. Sometimes when a guy's diving out, a hand in your face, you bail out of it.
I think maybe he thought he was too open for that shot. Or
good challenge by
there.
Watt. That's batted up in the air. It's going to stay with the Raiders.
Yeah, I think Danino didn't go for that rebound because he thought it was going in his favor.
Or that it could have been, he thought, well, if I don't go for it, the referee might give it to me because he might think I.
That's possible.
You never know. Benson stepped on the line there. He was a little too close to the sideline. He says no to the referee, but the ref's like, how can you see where your back foot is?
Yeah.
Here's Mike DeNunio, who this week said, make sure you watch this game, it's going to be a cracker, and he was proved right. I don't think cracker was the word he used. That might have been my anglicizing of it, as Watt inside dunks it down for 2, draws the foul, and will go to the line for the bonus.
It's like Phoenix heard what I said about them just shooting threes. Now they're just getting it in the paint and letting them work.
Well, Watt now can get to double figures in points with this free throw make. He's 2 rebounds short of a double-double. He's 2 rebounds and a point short of a double-double now. Here's Hampton driving right past him, dumped it to Medlock, recovered it at the second attempt. Benson fires up for 3. Brent Benson.
He is just on fire.
That is his 4th triple of the game. In fact, it's his 5th triple of the game, my mistake. King spins baseline, loses it, but fortunately for him, gets it to Watt, who goes around the defense for 2. Nine points between the two teams. Just over an offense to go here in the 3rd quarter. Benson again. It's going up, isn't it?
Most likely the way he's been shooting.
No, he passes it down. Hampton fakes the 3, drives in off the front of the ring, and DeNunio can look up at the clock here. They've got some time to burn first. Now he goes, drives in, blocked by Medlock, keeps it alive. Benson has it. Benson has time to shoot. He moves it on to Mockford, fires up on the buzzer. Doesn't go. Not sure it would have counted, but it didn't go anyway. Well, another phenomenal quarter of basketball. If you like your offense, you like your points being scored, these two teams haven't slowed down at all, but a bit of a comeback there from Cheshire.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great comeback from them. They still got a lot of work to do here, but it was a good comeback, and I think it came from the defensive pressure.
And credit to Plymouth for weathering the storm there. They've stretched it back out, but this one's still in the balance here at the Pavilions with 10 minutes to play. It's Plymouth 85, Cheshire 76. Welcome back to the Plymouth Pavilions, where we have seen 23 three-pointers go in, and at a rate of above 50%. There's a man responsible for quite a few of them. Brent Benson is 5 of 10 from the three-point line for 17 points. His only other point, he's got 1 field goal that isn't a three-pointer, but just huge numbers all over the stats chart.
It's crazy to see, actually. There are, I know there's about 4 other people that's in double digits at least, and Jordan Clarke leading the way with 22.
Very efficient 22 as well, and he's also got 8 rebounds to his name. Here's Benson driving in, has it knocked away, and Wiltshire will leave that go out of bounds because he's convinced it's a Plymouth ball. Mike DeNunio was not, and argued his case. A few whistles from the home fans. He's got a smile on his face. His claim was it came off the leg of Benson as he knocked it loose. It is pantomime season just about still, I think. Wiltshire drives in, beats his man to the finger roll. And an easy 2 there for Josh Wiltshire. Takes the lead back into double figures for the Raiders. Danunio's pass is batted up in the air. Aliu chases it down. Danunio in the corner for 3 is short. Falls down in the hands of King. And he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Good offensive rebound there.
Third offensive rebound of the game for Taylor King, who leads all scorers with 25. This is his first trip to the free throw line this afternoon. Needs a bit more legs on that one. It's better, and it goes in for him. 10-point lead, just under 10 minutes to go in this ball game. Here's Murray, he's got some space, but King chases him down after getting around the screen. Hampton drives in, dumps off to Clarke. Clarke challenged well by Watt, but Clarke, as he has done so often tonight, finished the play off.
Yeah, he's been finishing a lot of tough plays. That was a great finish by Clarke.
He's now 11 of 13, not too many of them from much further away than that, but all under pressure seemingly. Danunio, that's an offensive foul. Forearm into the chest of Wiltshire, just pushed him out of the way, and the fans who were whistling him earlier, a moment ago, are now booing him. As I say, we are in the pavilions. It is just about still pantomime season. We need a villain.
Wiltshire's very good at getting those offensive calls on his favor.
Here's Murray. Pick the ball up, needs some help, gets it from Hampton, gets it back again. Little stop and go at the 3-point line. Ball away, doesn't quite go. Drifting out of bounds, Murray's shot. Here's Danunio. They're a bit slow, but they remembered to boo him. Here's Aliu, out to Taylor. Taylor drives in, oh, he lost it, trying to make the pass. Stolen away, here's Wiltshire. Has Clarke with him, gets it to Clarke, and he's fouled by Taylor King, who did get a lot of the ball there. But also went across the arm, and you know that's a good foul. You'd say as a coach, make him go make the 2 from the line, no free layups.
Yeah, you gotta contest that at all times. You can't give him a free layup, especially on transition like that.
He's 1-1. He made a and one right at the beginning of the game, and there you go. Taylor King's foul saved his team a point. Saved his team 2 points.
So it turned out to be a pretty good foul.
Great foul. Again, King has Benson on him. Again, he's going to bully him to the basket, but he overcooks that one.
You would think they would have someone come down to help on that, with Benson being so much smaller than King.
Yeah, there was no help coming. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? Here's Clarke. A bit further out, but he's still as efficient. 26 points.
Well, he's definitely feeling himself right now.
He missed 2 shots in the whole game. 8 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals to go with it. Whoa. Referee's gonna say they don't know. Now here's the thing. It looked like it came off Salisbury last.
I would say so myself.
So if it wasn't a foul, it should at least be Plymouth ball. But one referee pointed Cheshire's way, the other one said, I don't know. There's no great complaints down on the floor. It's Cheshire's ball. They're halfway through the shot clock. It's lobbed into Watt, and that is way too easy.
Yeah, that was just way too easy. They just threw that up there and let him go for it.
Here's Hampton. Hands over to Motford. Hampton again, moves it on. Murray in the corner for 3. That one doesn't quite go.
It's a good open look, though. Just didn't quite fall.
He likes that corner three-point shot as well. Good work from Wiltshire to steal that away. Good work to keep it alive. When he fell over, here's Murray in transition. Used his body in the basket well, but play made by the guard in the backcourt with the steal and the pass.
Definitely a great play.
King drives into the basket. But again, on a make score, you can't get beat transition the other way.
Trading baskets is not the way to stay in this lead.
Although, at some point, Cheshire are going to have to stop Plymouth from scoring, which they haven't done since the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Well, there is a start.
There's one to start.
Hampton's on his own here. Oh my, it didn't quite go for Mike Denunia, but what body control to get that shot through the foul, under the basket, and almost in.
It's really crafty in that sense there, to almost even get that in an opportunity to score.
He will get the opportunity from the free throw line, and he will take the first one. Denunia with 17 points, 18 now after that make. He's got 9 assists to his name as well. Medlock will check into the game. Hampton sits down. Well, I know they use statistical formula to come up with the BBL Team of the Week. It could well be weighted from this game because there are some massive numbers. Certainly Clarke with his efficiency 37 must be in there somehow. Here's Murray to Wiltshire. Wiltshire finds a little space in the lane. Will it drop for him? Yep, wiped his feet, but went in. Needed the home court roll on that one. Raiders still leading this one by 12. Remember, straight knockout here. BBL Trophy first round. King drives in, followed by Watt, and he tips it home. Oh, it's just you score, I score, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's Clarke. To Mockford. Drives into the finger roll, draws the contact, couldn't convert, but he will go to line.
It's a nice take to the basket.
Foul is on Nadenoff. And Ben Mockford goes to the free throw line shooting 2, trying to stretch this back out to a 12-point lead. A little short on the second one, and Watt is there to pull it off the ring. Here's Denunia with the spin. Gets inside. Another circus shot from Denunia. This one doesn't go in. Here comes Wiltshire. Has numbers ahead of him. He's still going. Oh, he has Mockford in the corner for 3. Not quite. And King timed his jump well there to pull down the rebound. 5 to play here. 11-point Plymouth lead. Denunia out to Aliu. Denunia top of the key. Well, we've seen some unbelievable three-point shooting. We've also seen 3 very good three-point shooters shoot air balls.
That's very true. I guess it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, if you take enough of them, particularly in the fourth quarter when the legs are a bit tired. Wiltshire zipped across to Murray. Murray drives in. He's trying to get it to Medlock. I don't think Medlock realized that. Oh, it's stolen away. No, Murray commits the foul. You can see from his reaction, he thought he got the ball. The referee thought otherwise.
Yeah, sometimes in the moment of the play, you think you did it right, but watching that, probably got a little piece of him.
Benson going to come back in for Mockford. Watt backing down. Clarke Medlock with the help. Moves out, Danunio. Danunio just got half a step, found a way to the basket. That's all he needs. Just caught Wiltshire on his heels, and he's so explosively fast.
He's very explosive, and he's so crafty. He's able to, get in the cracks of all these tall giants compared to him and find a way to score.
And the other thing is he's got tremendous vision, so when he gets down there, if there's a better option, he will see it. And as you say, if not, he'll draw some contact or get the ball in. Excellent addition to the BBL this year. He makes the first free throw. 10-point game. This to get it back into single figures with just over 4 to play. And he does exactly that. But they've been going score for score here in the fourth quarter. They've got to find some way of stringing a few stops together, Cheshire. Hampton, big shot for 3, knocks it down. Pierre Hampton from behind the arc.
I want to say he's about 4 for 4 from the 3 right now.
He is 4 for 4 from the 3. Good spot. He's up to 19 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. So we're on triple-double watch for him now. Again, another just amazing stat line. It's so hard to keep on top of all of these. But that's an important shot for them. Gets them back up to a 12-point cushion. And Coach Cafino in this timeout knows at some point they've got to string 3 or 4 stops together if they're going to erase this 12-point lead.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but if they really want to get this win, they're going to have to get some stops here. They're going to have to actually take the advantage on offense and definitely get some stops on defense.
Well, a long conversation with John Lavery, his assistant and one-time Cheshire head coach, of course, before they go in to talk to the players about what they're going to do here. But as we say, Cheshire with 10 wins in a row, on the brink of equaling their club best ever, 11 consecutive victories, but with 4 minutes to go, they've got to find some way of scoring 13 points more than Plymouth do in these last 4 minutes. And you are getting into the sort of time where you're saying, well, we can't give them any more than 4 or 5 more points if we're going to be able to score 13 more than them.
Exactly, and that's where the defensive stops will come in for sure, Dan.
Danunio gives it to King, who brings it forward. Round the screen. Little stop and go, loses it behind his back, and they certainly can't afford to come up without scores. Kick forward to Hampton. And he's pushed in the back by Watt. Tried the little sneaky one, hoping the ref on the other side wouldn't see it.
He tried, but they were on it. It's harder to do in a transition play when you're the only one on defense.
Well, that chuckle sounds like a man who might have done that little shove in the back once or twice before.
Yeah, it's a little veteran play for you.
Hampton at the free throw line. Big groan from the crowd because, of course, supporters always love to see 3 figures on the board. And that would have been the one. Instead, that is, and a big roar. 100 points up for Plymouth. 87 for Cheshire. At one point, they were on pace for 120, Plymouth. I think they're going to fall a little short of that. Still going to be a big number. Here's Watt spinning. Rebound Benson, 2 trips in a row out of that timeout. No points for Cheshire.
Yeah, that turnover and foul didn't really hurt them that much, or didn't really help them, I'm sorry.
Benson around the high screen to that little trusty floater. Doesn't quite go, but there's Clarke again.
Once again.
Offensive rebound number 7, tips it back in. 28 points for him.
Just controlling the glass.
Watt inside.
That was a good power move.
They needed the points. They need stops now. 3 minutes to go, Cheshire. This win streak on the line. Wiltshire.
He just runs in and out of everywhere.
Yeah.
Just all over the place.
And he gets it out to Hampton for 3.
Wow.
Who knocks it down?
100% from the 3-point line right now.
5 of 5 for Pierre Hampton now. Lobbed into alley-oop, just couldn't quite get his fingers onto that.
An impressive show right now.
Well, the fans are sensing it here, the noise as loud as it's been all game. With 2.5 to go, Benson fires up for 3. It probably is all over now.
Wow.
He salutes the crowd, and they are 19 points ahead.
They're definitely trying to put a knife in them right now. Close up this gap and just take it forward.
Danunio, top of the key. But Wiltshire in no hurry here. Little signal to say we're going to run some time down here.
Oh, of course.
And he's going to bait Danunio into committing a foul.
He's a smart player in that sense. He'll get that.
He's adjusted to life well in the BBL, having made the step up from the lower division. A little short on that free throw. But with 2 minutes to play, just under, his team have a comfortable lead and seem destined for the quarterfinals of the BBL trophy. And well, I'm not sure, watching this game tape, too many will be keen to play them when they show how offensively minded they can be. Kings 3 doesn't go. And let's not forget they're playing another very strong offensive team.
Yeah.
And they've just outgunned them over 40 minutes here. Maybe not one for the defensive purists, but plenty for the rest of us. Murray just trying to run the time down here. Now he fires up for 3. Got tipped. Good work from Clarke to keep it alive. He didn't have time to throw it out, though. Benson hit the 3, but the referee said 24-second violation. And it was hard to see Clarke and Thing at the same
really
time,
knew.
but I must admit, when Clarke got it, I thought it had to go back up.
Yeah, he didn't really have as much time, but I think he was trying to just run the clock or whatever, but got to be sensible and understand what the time is.
Well, with a lead as big as they have, 24-second violation is almost as good as a score, isn't it?
Yeah.
You take the time out of the clock. Nadenhead finger rolls it in. Hampton waves them forward, gets across the halfway line just in time with a second to spare. Is Benson.
Just trying to run the clock down, I guess.
Shot clock now down to 7. Wiltshire loses his man, not quite for 3. And there's only Clarke in there trying to get the rebound. Here's Watt. Salisbury. Back to Watt. Watt is fouled. That goes. Chance of a 3-point play. It's unlikely. But you do wonder now, Cheshire played defense on the last 2 times, whether they now try and get into foul mode and lengthen the game, or whether they look at it and say, even if these 2 go in, this free throw goes in, it's still 11 points. It's only 40 seconds. Let's see. Well, there's no pressure on the ball, so they're not in foul mode. And that'll just about do it. They'll run 24 seconds off here, and that'll essentially be the game. So 10 wins in a row for the Cheshire Pheonix, but that streak is about to end. They will not equal a club record, but Plymouth Raiders, well, you almost expect that shot to go in.
Right.
The way they've played. They took, bear in mind, they've got 109 points on the board. They only had 6 after 5 minutes. So in 34 minutes, they've got 104 points on. Amazing performance.
It seems both teams went up to 100, which we pretty much expected with the shooting that they've done.
We came here expecting a shootout. We were not disappointed. Massive stat numbers everywhere you look. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for Clarke. 23 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds for Hampton. 20 points, 6 3-pointers from Benson. Murray with 15 points on his debut. Watford hitting from behind the arc, and that's just one team. The other end, Taylor King, 28 points, 2 rebounds. We said Watt had a quiet night, 23 and 14, 23 points, 9 assists for Danunio. It was just a game of huge numbers.
Yeah, it's definitely a game of huge numbers. Great scoring efforts here, and unfortunately, the defense wasn't there for them, and they weren't able to stop their shootout.
Well, they certainly weren't. It is the Plymouth Raiders who advance here in the BBL Trophy. They've put to an end this win streak by Cheshire Pheonix. Next week, we're back to BBL Championship action as the Leicester Riders play host to the Durham Wildcats. Join us for that one. Can't guarantee you 209 points, but we'll see what we can do. It's been a phenomenal game of basketball here at the Pavilions. For Ali Fland, I'm Daniel Routledge. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.